everyone. Welcome back. April is a National Poetry Month, and our last guest is a spoken word artist, poet, and writer from the Bronx. Her poetry focuses on topics such as mental health awareness, New York City, women, and Latinx identity. She's performed at various venues such as the New York Poets Cafe and the Bowery Poetry Club. She's currently finishing her manuscript for her first collection of poetry, and today she shares more. And I forgot to mention, she is a 2020 BRIO Awardee. Please welcome Destiny Padilla. Hello and welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me, Rhina. It's an honor.
Yay, you're our featured poet that's kicking off National Poetry Month.
Yes.
Congratulations on your win as a BRIO of 2020. So what was that like, winning in 2020?
Oh man, it was different. It was something that I was looking forward to, right? It was a one I wasn't sure if I was gonna win, in general, but it's a big deal as a Bronx resident, right? So when I did, I was like, oh my goodness. However, that was in April when I found out. So we were about a month into the pandemic. So again, though it was amazing to get that grant during that period because things, financially as an artist were so up in the air, and we couldn't gather or perform or any of that, but it really was a blessing, either way, because I'm now part of this large community and alumni, if you would kind of say, in the Bronx. But yeah, it definitely
Yes.
was different.
You're my alum sister. I'm a BRIO winner as well.
Amazing.
I mean, many moons ago, but still, I'm still there in the roster, right? And so, just because you mentioned, right, and I know as a BRIO winner that there's a community service component to it. So how did that work out for you for 2020? Because I know that you're technically supposed to perform in front of an audience. So did that go virtual?
Yeah, so that did go virtual. For any recipient that got it that year, we all have to do something, online via Zoom, etc., which I haven't done yet. And I'm working on, because I've been working with BCA, so it's been in that process, like of, when am I going to do it, and what, to prioritize, etc. But that has gone virtual, right? Even with everything changing in New York City, that's still virtual. And I'm just thinking of ways in which I guess some people are zoomed out. I want to say some people are saying that, right? So I'm thinking.
I know, no, it's all good. You could say it because I'm definitely zoomed out myself. I even got a theme song. It's from some old show that I used to watch. Come on and zoom, zoom, zoom,
Oh my
zoom, zoom. Ya yo estoy zoomed out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I get it. If you're like, no, I don't want to do my community service via Zoom. But little by little and gradually, New York is reopening. And I know we're in 2021, and I'm sorry if I'm asking you to revisit what that was like for you during 2020, where we got shut down. We basically were mandated to stay at home, stay in place, quarantine, shelter in place, and being a poet who's out there usually in the presence of people. And although it was possibly an opportunity for you to do a lot of writing, what kind of impact did it have on you mentally initially?
Initially it was, I'd say, the month of March, like the first 2 weeks, because we were under the impression that it would end soon. The first 2 weeks were okay, it was a shock, but as a writer, I'm kind of used to having to go into isolation to write, as part of my practice. So I was like, I'm going to take this time to do just that, right? But as everything progressed and, we were in a state of unrest, etc., everybody knows what, has been happening. Things started to get harder. Like my focus shifted from, being in my creative cocoon to, worry and uncertainty. And that did take a toll on my creative process. It made me focus on, just everyday life and living day to day rather than, I guess, the luxury of being able to create, freely and create also with the mindset of, oh, people are going to consume this in person maybe, right? Or we're all going to be able to be in community and talk about this project. So yeah, it really did, it weighed heavy on me at certain parts of the pandemic. Definitely.
For how long? For how long?
Definitely till summer. Summer was still a little hard, but you know, it makes things easier in New York. The sun was out. You can go to the park now and like do other things, you know, in safety. But March till about July was really hard, you know, to create. And like I said, I was notified that I got the BRIO during then. So that did give me a boost of, you know, hey, we're still here, you know, there's still room to create, and people are still working towards the goal, but we just have to change lanes, you know. And,
right. Yeah. The theme of the theme of 2020 and 2021 is pivot, you know.
Right.
That's the word, that's the theme word. And so how much of that what you just shared with us in having to overcome these obstacles seep into your work?
It does. Yeah, it really does. I speak from, you know, my experience and also of others, of what I study and what I see, but mostly from my lived experience. So it does seep into my work, definitely. I like to showcase what I believe, what I'm going through, but what I believe is the millennial New Eurekan experience right now, right? I like to speak on what I know. So yeah, it really does seep into my work in every way. Even if I try to hide it, you know, it comes out and I'm like, oh, that's supposed to be there. It's part of the art. So yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you for being so candid and opening up to us and sharing with our audience, because guess what, you guys, you're going to get a taste of her New Eurekan experience.
Yes.
Destiny Padilla, everybody. We got to take a quick break, but when we return, Destiny's going to present Project New Eurekan for us. So don't go anywhere.